Hello students, welcome to Vedantu Neet English.
Welcome students. This is Basavaraj sir.
And this is Gopika mam, your
Welcome,
biology master teacher.
Welcome to Vedantu Neet English students. So before we start anything, quickly let us know in the chat if our voice is audible and the presentation behind me is visible to everyone. Plus that quickly. Why is some dinosaur there?
Sir is calling you. Basavaraj sir is this.
Students, yes, are we ready for today's class? Because in today's class it's going to be very special. We have actually compiled every single disorder, right ma'am?
Yes.
Every single disorder in your biology. But the twist here is from botany side there is not much of disorders because plants are healthy. Okay.
Because of eating plants we get diseases, okay students?
So plants we do not have much of diseases in your syllabus because there are diseases etc. Cancer, there are many diseases but in your syllabus not much. So but we'll be doing all the diseases from your human physiology and also from principles of inheritance.
Yes.
Okay?
And human health and
human health and disease.
From the name only you know, only diseases is
A
there.
chapter is dedicated for disease only, no ma'am.
Exactly. So yes, lots of love in the chat box and quickly share the link with your friends and smash the like button those who did not follow.
Yeah.
Right?
So there was a challenge ma'am. 100 likes before the class. It's been time. So we'll give thumbs up.
I didn't have to call them kanjus.
No. Yeah,
I'll give another challenge so I forcefully call them kanjus. 200 likes, kanjus.
So new challenges will come on the way. So students, let's start the class now. Let's not waste any time.
Yes.
Can we start?
Yes. But there's a statement about you that you eat animals. I don't know who made the statement, but you can definitely deal with it, okay? Outside the studio. You can deal with it. Okay.
Okay.
Students, we have done assertion and reasoning. Please go check the playlist. We have done assertion and reasoning, okay?
Yes, we have done assertion and reasoning. AR has also been done.
Yes. All of you quickly smash the like button and we are starting.
Yes.
Chalo, we'll start human physiology, sir.
Yes, ma'am. I'm not able to breathe.
Exactly. They were asking, did the live start? I was not able to breathe.
Yeah,
okay. So the first ever disorder is asthma or asthma. Okay, because of the pronunciation, you can call it however you want. It is a very common disorder among people, right? It could also be accumulated, like if they are staying in area where continuously construction is happening, there's a lot of dust, you know, and most of the time it can be even carried away. Okay, that means from parents to the child or offspring, it can be possible. So what is basically happening here? Swelling of the bronchiole. So here you can see inflammation of the bronchi and the bronchioles causes asthma. So students, what you need to know in disorders, you have to know who is the reason for this disorder. So here what is happening? Asthma is inflammation of the bronchi and the bronchioles as the branching is happening. Okay, are you all with me on this? Now, emphysema. We studied this also in biotechnology, emphysema. Remember all of you, to avoid emphysema because we cannot release alpha-1 antitrypsin. What do? We do gene addition. All of you remember? We did. Come on. All of you tell me which is the gene. No one is answering. They forgot. Emphysema is a chronic disorder, okay, in which alveolar walls are damaged due to which respiratory surface is decreased. You should quit smoking. Okay. This is mainly seen in people who who keep smoking, and because of that, this gene, right, will not be working anymore, which will lead to emphysema, alpha-1 antitrypsin. Are you all with me on this? Yes, very good. It's a chronic disorder. Now you can look here. This is an asthmatic lungs. Is it visible? Yes. Here there is a normal lungs. You can see how broader the opening is. Here you can see it has got inside, so the surface area is basically reduced, right?
Absolutely tightening, right? Yeah,
the surface area is reduced and because of it they are not able to breathe in. They are getting lack of oxygen. They are traveling, they are not able to breathe. Got it? So this is here. Here you can see how it is. Alveoli with emphysema, microscopic view of a normal alveoli. You can see how it has become. It's turned all blackish brown in color, and you can also see that they have completely damaged the respiratory surface, right? Where the exchange of gases have to happen. Complete surface has been damaged. Yes, very good. Alpha-1 antitrypsin. Very good. Awesome. Okay. Chronic means very not very curable, and it gets to a very dangerous stage also. Okay. It is very dangerous stage it can get it, and it will be for the entire long.
And it'll keep on coming back.
Yeah, it will keep on coming back. It will be there for your entire lifetime also.
Entire lifetime. That's why if you smoke entire
go
lifetime you will have the repercussions of it.
So do not smoke. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. So it's like, what is this, ma'am? Telling me?
Exactly.
Okay, this is very easy.
Occupational respiratory disorder. Again, you might have noticed in the case of your miners, right? Miners or any of the occupational conditions in which they inhale a lot of dust. That is the one of the key factors here, right, ma'am?
Yes, and also people, sir, who are working in industries where there is a lot of cement,
Cement and
asbestos,
everything.
silica,
Exactly.
and they keep continuously inhaling it because they're small particles. They will continuously get accumulated. So what is the solution for this? Use a protective
Mask. Like the
okay?
COVID mask they should wear.
Yeah. So here you can see it's a see grinding or stone breaking.
That's
so
mining.
remember there was mining. There was a news also during the COVID time. People who were taking mica for the cosmetics.
Exactly.
Small kids were getting breathing issues.
I believe it was one of the famous baby powders which had a lot of mica in
Mica
it.
in it.
Because of that, the babies also suffered from such conditions.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. Okay, clear?
See, maybe you can
Yes.
see a diagram here. Normal lungs with normal air sac, lungs with fibrosis. Lung fibrosis, damage air sacs and fibrosis.
So is this clear, students? Basically, when you're inhaling a lot of silica, asbestos or grinding of stones lead to a condition where you cannot breathe because this will get continuously accumulated. So always wear a mask where there's a lot of,
Especially in
particle.
the construction areas, you might have seen people who work there are also very malnourished also. And lungs, you can see when they have difficulties in breathing.
Yeah.
So, occupational respiratory disorders.
Yes.
Which actually happens to, ma'am, this technically means occupationally, any occupation there are some kind of ways.
Job-wise.
In job-wise, there could be some. For example, we are standing here in front of a lot of lights.
Yes.
We might also face some long-term exposure for it
Yeah.
because eyesight will go.
Andha ho jayega.
We'll become blind. That is occupational disaster, right?
Exactly. Because you're this close to the board. Can you realize this
Close to the board. I mean, there's so much of heat coming out of the board also.
So that's the reason sometimes we cannot read. So we go there and read.
We
Sometimes-
notice we come here and we read because there's so much of reflection here and then.
Exactly, and that's the reason why we cannot see the chats also now. On a long
Yeah.
starting, I was able to magnify and see it. Now I'm like, what are you telling? What are you telling?
That's why I
Thank you,
wear glasses.
Madhumita.
That's why I wear glasses sometimes.
Okay, understood. Oh,
Ma'am, before we go to the next disease, let me tell you something very exciting. We have already discussed this, ma'am, right?
Yes.
We are coming
to Chennai and Coimbatore. When, sir? When are we taking the flights?
22nd as well as 23rd of April, which is the coming Monday and coming Tuesday. That is, April 22nd will be in RS Puram, that is Coimbatore.
Yes.
And 23rd will be in your Anna Nagar, Chennai.
Okay.
Now, why? Why do you have to come?
Why I have to come? Because
Why?
we want to see Chennai and Coimbatore. No, that's not the reason. We are coming for a 2 days workshop to increase your scores by 100 marks and to do some high weightage questions, chapters, and what more, sir?
And also mentorship, students. That's going to be very important because we'll be taking some chapters where questions have been repeated so much, and we will teach you the concepts also. Concepts plus question plus mentorship in just through 2 days, which will make sure your marks, that 100 marks jump is there.
Yeah, and it will all be worth traveling. So, if you want your seats to not be taken by any other person, quickly go to the link description box. There's the registration form. Fill it. Nothing is there to fill. One name you have to fill, where you will come.
Name you have to fill, where you're coming, that's all. And phone number in the starting, nothing more. And this workshop is going to be free of cost. We'll be just coming there. See, whole entire Vedantu Neet English team is going to be there.
Okay, tell me how many of you filled the form? Put fire emoji in the chat box because I want to know your names. After coming there, they'll be like, ma'am, my name is Neet UG.
Who's Neet UG? How will you wonder? You'll say, ma'am, my name is Sebastian. You'll say, then how will I know it's Sebastian? So let us know your real name and also where.
Yes.
Right? Next question, ma'am. Next from body fluids and circulation.
Okay.
Heart, ma'am. Heart.
Problem.
No. We'll see. We'll later. Heart problem. Acute chest pain. What is that?
Because you should stop going behind Tina. Okay. High blood pressure. They were giving that when we did not start the session. Okay. 5 minutes later.
Blood is pumping so much that blood is pumping.
Okay. So yes. Now look here. High blood pressure or hypertension. Hypertension is why when the blood pressure increases. Right. So imagine this is your artery, blood is flowing through this. Because of the continuous or the accumulation of flow of blood, there is a pressure experienced by the walls.
Yes.
Okay? Yes, sir.
That is, the hypertension is term for the blood pressure that higher than the normal, that is 20 of 80. In this measure, 120 is for your systole, it's not given. is for the systolic or pumping pressure, and 80 G is for your diastole. So if it increases more than that, it is hypertension.
He just got hypertension reading this only. He didn't have anything more. Reading this. Okay, why can I see very less fire emojis? Yeah, people didn't fill the form. They don't want to meet us. Heartbreak. Okay, or the resting pressure. Heart is collapsing. If repeated checks of blood pressure of an individual is 140/90, okay, gone. Okay, or higher, it shows hypertension. Okay, maybe at one instance you can have it. Maybe when you're going to write an exam or you're standing in front of a class and teaching, you will feel that hypertension.
Crush comes in.
Yeah, your crush comes in or someone you like comes in, you'll have that duck feeling is normal. But if that person is continuously having 140/90, that means that person has hypertension and that person has BP. So that person should start taking medications. Yes or no? Okay. Yes.
Next question, ma'am.
Okay. Now, coronary artery disease, CAD.
Yes.
He's so excited.
Ma'am, trust me, students, once upon a time when I studied zoology, and this used to be one of my favorite chapters, this and locomotion. So, ma'am, can we start with CAD now?
Yes.
Students, they can ask you directly what is CAD, or they can ask you what is arteriosclerosis. So, any of the names can come, so do not get confused between the two names. Both meanings same here.
Yes.
Okay. It affects the vessels that supply the blood to the heart. And what exactly happens? You look at the diagram. Ma'am, better than reading, you can look at the diagram.
Look at the diagram.
See, if you look at your arteries here, do you see any kind of plaque formation here? That is, imagine take a pipe. In that pipe, you fill some mud inside. Will the pressure increase? Yes. Have you noticed, ma'am, when you're trying to water the plants, you add more pressure on the tip. So, the more pressure goes away. Similarly, imagine there's a pressure inside the arteries now. Now, what will happen? What will happen? More and more pressure will increase.
Physics.
Right?
Shreyas will be proud. Please, someone listen.
In the heart. It is caused by the deposits of calcium, fat, and cholesterol. Ma'am, I remember this is a question, right?
Yeah.
They keep asking. Deposition of calcium, fat, and cholesterol, and fibrous tissues, which makes
Because
the human.
students will automatically tell cholesterol, because from small age we would have heard that do not eat a lot of red meat because you will end up getting cholesterol. Do not eat a lot of ghee, you will end up getting cholesterol. But again, you have to remember, calcium also is a problem for getting arteriosclerosis, because it will get accumulated there and the blood will have to push further because space is reduced, like sir told, if you feel mud. Oh wow. Students, look at the diagram. Okay, I cannot predict what it is, but you can understand. What is the blue color going? That's what you said?
Blood.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Smart.
It's very smart. Yeah.
So, you see, this is your lumen, right? This is the lumen. So, lumen gets completely blocked off. Lumen gets completely blocked by the plaque formation because of the calcium, fats, and cholesterol.
If the plaque bursts or rupture or burst open,
And the clotting happens again.
then gone.
Then gone. What is it?
Then you lead to angina pectoris, or even heart failure can happen. Even the person can die. Okay, it's not like there is a procedure like, okay, the clot has, if the clot bursts, that means it's spreading completely, then there is no blood flow. So immediately a person can face a cardiac arrest and collapse. Okay?
Zombie blood, yes.
Yes. Okay.
Ma'am.
Sir. Okay. Angina pectoris, it's also called as, angina pectoris.
Here, ma'am, acute chest pain. Remember?
Acute chest pain.
Like what happens, ma'am, suddenly when we wake up, right, someday, suddenly when pain happens, have you noticed?
Yeah.
Sudden pain, out of nowhere, ma'am. It happens in both men and women. Suddenly, out of no signal, no warning, some sharp pain happens here.
Okay, how many of you tell me, if you have had such pain, how many of you Googled and got to know that you have heart attack?
No.
Or according to Google, you would have already died 1 year back.
Google is you cannot trust, ma'am. Google is some next level doctors.
At the end of the day, every single person, any symptoms will have cancer. How many of you have tried this? Let me know in the chat. Okay, so here what is happening, students? When there is no enough oxygen reaching the heart muscle, that means you know that heart is also an organ. It needs oxygen for doing any kind of function. So when oxygen is lacking in the heart muscles, how will it be? So angina can occur in both men and women at any age, but it is more common among the middle age and elderly. Okay?
Because the muscles have become weaker by the little.
Yeah, and the blood flow has reduced and lack of oxygen also has come. Yes or no?
Next, ma'am, heart failure. Personal experience. Heart failure.
No. Heart failure means when they don't like. You check the legs. Now I'll get heart failure. Heart failure means the state of heart when it is not pumping blood effectively, okay? Enough to meet the needs of the body. That means our heart is a pumping system. It's like a motor, right? There's a sump and there is a there is a sump and there is a tank. There's a motor which will pump water. So imagine if pumping is stopping and if there is a 4-story building or a 5-story building, all the 5 people need water. Will that happen? The motor has to be fast and efficient to pump enough blood for the entire building. Yes or no? If that does not happen, you tell me. Okay? What are you making? You're talking something about me, I know.
No.
Enough to meet the needs of the body. It is sometimes called as congestive heart failure. Congestive, why did I say congestive heart failure? Because congestion of the lungs is one of the main symptoms of this disease. Obviously, lungs also has to give heart oxygenated blood. If that also does not happen, then the heart as a pumping system will not be able to reach the blood to all the parts of the body. So that cells also have job, no? Right?
So, ma'am, they should know the difference actually here. What is the difference between heart failure and heart attack?
Yeah.
Simple difference, students. In heart failure, the heart is not pumping effectively. But is it stopping? No. When it stops, that's a different case. That's here, ma'am. Heart failure is not the same as cardiac arrest. That is when the heart stops beating here, completely gone. Or heart attack, when the heart muscle is suddenly damaged by the inadequate blood supply. So here is less effective, stop beating, as well as your inadequate blood supply. So there are 3 different things. Do not get confused because these questions will be asked in the match the following. They can ask you.
Yes.
Yes, they can ask you match the following. Right?
Do you understand? Okay. Students, 1 second, sir. 1 second, 1 second. See, heart failure is not same. So what you have to understand, cardiac arrest is there, heart attack is there. Okay. In cardiac arrest, what is happening? When the heart stops beating, okay, your pacemaker stops, right? The beating of the heart is not controlled. Nothing is regulated. It just stops beating. Okay. Then heart attack is when the heart muscles is suddenly damaged, okay, by an inadequate blood supply. That means that the heart muscles are not getting enough oxygen and enough blood to do the job. Clear? Okay. Yes.
Next
Fine.
one now.
Yeah,
Sorry.
it's not working, no?
No. This is heart attack.
Very much.
Okay, students, this is one thing which all of you need to know. You might get confused here. That is the difference between. What is the difference between arteriosclerosis as well as arteriosclerosis?
Yes.
Look at in your arteriosclerosis, I told you, formation of plaques. This is your arteries. Within the arteries, there is a formation of plaques here. Yes. And when this formation of plaques, do you think the blood pressure will increase? Yes. Now, what is arteriosclerosis? In arteriosclerosis, the thickening of inner wall here. Thickening of the inner wall and the central wall of the artery becomes very, elasticity is gone. Yes, elasticity
So this much will become this much, right?
The entire elasticity is gone.
Yeah.
So there are 2 different things. So please remember that.
Yes. Okay, again, angina pectoris here I've shown. So students, you can see myocardial infarction, complete fat accumulation has happened and the blood has no place to go. Right? The blood has no place to go. So this is very, very fatal. Okay? So, next one.
Yes, ma'am. Now, ma'am.
Locomotion and movement. Okay. So students, locomotion and movement. Here, first one, very easy. Myasthenia gravis. That is basically an autoimmune disease. Now, what is an autoimmune disease? That means our own cells start killing our cells, right? Without realizing that, okay, it is my cell. It will start killing this cell. So, myasthenia gravis is a condition where it is an autoimmune disease. Oh, autoimmune disorder. Okay, affecting the neuromuscular junction. So, here you can see an image. What is happening? Students, normally when your impulse is coming, right, it will carry neurotransmitters. It has neurotransmitters. Give me an example of a neurotransmitter, all of you. Neurotransmitters coming. There are receptors waiting down to take this neurotransmitter and send the signal. But when this does not happen, right, can you see here? When it does not happen, it is blocked receptor. That means another one thing is coming and blocking the receptor, because of which your ACH, acetylcholine, or any of that is not able to come and bind. That will cause myasthenia gravis. Is this clear? In my place, if some other teacher comes and stands, what happened? I will not be able to take class. Yes or no? Same thing happens. Okay? Blocks the receptor. Okay? Another person comes and blocks the receptor, because of which ACH will not be.
Basically, they become mental.
Okay, leading to fatigue, weakening, paralysis. Even one side can get completely paralyzed. Okay, now Okay. Yes, PDF will be given in the Telegram. Okay, muscular dystrophy. Students, here what is happening? You can see, ma'am, you'll be like, ma'am, both the muscles are the same. No, I'll send you this PDF, you can see this image clearly. You can see that one muscle has completely degenerated. Okay, the skeletal muscle has got degenerated and you can no more see the striations. You can no more can see the bands. Okay, your myofibrils and all we studied, no? That you can no more see. That causes muscular dystrophy. Again, it could be mostly a genetic disorder. Then tetany.
Last one is yeah, this suddenly when you're not able, sudden rapid plasm happens, right?
Yeah.
That is the rapid plasms, wild contractions in muscles due to the low calcium in the body fluid. Because we know we need calcium, ma'am would have thought, right? And calcium is very important for contraction and relaxation. So if there is low calcium ions, what will happen? Suddenly this will go down and you will not able to move up, right, ma'am? It's rapid plasm will happen. Like suddenly it will happen.
Rapid spasm will happen, then that person cannot relax for some time.
They're like stuck.
Yeah, like this. Look here.
Can you see? They're stuck. They're not able to move their hand back.
That is because of low calcium. Okay, calcium.
I can ask you here, an AR question can come directly here, or a direct question can also come here.
So here, what happens? Even they can ask actin and myosin also.
Yeah.
Okay. So please come to the screen, sir. They're not able to study.
Okay, next one is arthritis. Next one is arthritis. That is the inflammation of joint. This happens mostly in the elder cases, right? Old people. The inflammation of joint happens. They're not able to walk properly. Complete pain. And students, when arthritis happens, they're usually under pain medication that time. Next one, ma'am.
So what is happening in arthritis is because you have synovial joints which allows you to do the proper movement, right? Knee. That will completely, as age pass, it will completely fade. What do you tell, sir? Degenerate, and what will happen? Directly bone to bone.
Good connection.
Okay, connection.
Imagine if there is
it will
hurt, right? Hurt. Imagine there is a liquid behind and it can smoothly function.
But when suddenly that liquid goes, it will start rubbing. Bones will start rubbing with each other. Now, osteoporosis, do I even have to take? It is a completely age-related one only for old age people. That's because the bone mass is decreasing and the bone is getting more hollow. You can see here. You can see how much hollow, like how vacuoles are there, no, in your plant.
Plants.
Okay, like that, such big hole, vacuoles have been formed and it reduces the bone mass. Okay.
Now, decreased levels of estrogen is a common cause here, and this can be seen mostly in the females, right, ma'am?
After menopause.
Yeah,
it sometimes.
Because after menopause, there is a decrease in levels of hormones.
Yeah.
Human reproduction.
Okay.
A decrease in level of hormones, right, and with the decrease in levels of hormones, that could lead to osteoporosis. The name only says it. Porosis means pores.
Yeah. Gout. Okay. So it's an inflammation of joint due to accumulation of uric acid. First of all, why do we need uric acid? We just need little bit. Okay, little bit. But what happens? Can you see how uric acid has got accumulated between the joints? It's so painful to even see. So imagine that person who's going through that. Right? Going through that. So, no, muscle spasm and your spraining is different.
Spraining is different.
Muscle spasm is you cannot move at that moment.
It is stuck.
Yeah.
Tetany is like
Sprain is because you moved your...
you move too fast.
You move too fast. Sometimes ligament tear and all that can come. That is totally different. Okay? Yeah. Yes, so accumulation of uric acid between the joints will cause extreme pain when the person is trying to move.
Ma'am, I've seen in so many cases, this part here completely enlarges and swelling is there.
Yeah, they like
this diagrams actually helps a lot.
Yeah.
Rather than reading the statements, if you look at the diagrams, you'll be able to understand it better. Right, ma'am?
Yes. Next one. Sir, the next one in servant and sad. Okay, now students, excretory products and elimination. Are you all ready? I cannot see. Thank you, Harsh. Okay, come on. Okay. See, first condition. Students, excretion is the most easiest. Okay. Out of all this, your chemical coordination is a little more tricky. But these are you all, first of all of you tell me, are you all understanding? Okay. Are you all understanding? Or is the speed okay? Do you want anything to be changed? Let me know in the chats, all of you, quickly. Now look here, students. Malfunctioning of kidney. What is the kidney's job? To give out the nitrogenous waste. What is the nitrogenous waste in humans? Urea. Now, if kidney does not function properly, okay, urea will get accumulated in our body. That will lead to uremia. So the condition in which the urea content increases in our body, because of malfunctioning of kidney is called as uremia. And for this condition, what can a person do? A person has to do dialyzing. Okay, dialyzer machine they have to use, and they have to do dialyzing depending on how bad is the damage. It can be in 6 months, it can be in 3 months, it can be in 1 year. Okay, depends. Now the problem is it's not a complete solution. It is not like a lifelong solution, because it will give you a lot of financial strain, because it's a very expensive process. Okay, so the only option is transplant the kidney. So you have to avoid graft rejection. Usually people take it from relatives or closer people.
Siblings.
So siblings also they try. If that does not happen, then they take it from some relatives who are in close connection. Okay, so here you can see hemodialysis will have to be done. Again, not a permanent solution. Please, the question has come many years. Is hemodialysis a permanent solution for renal failure? You should write no. Okay? Okay? Yes. Now, look here, which is highly harmful and may lead to kidney failure. In such patients, urea can be removed by the process called as hemodialysis, blood drained from the convenient artery. I have taught you dialysis. Okay? Now, look here, students. Kidney transplantation is the ultimate method in the correction of renal failures. Okay, that means both the kidneys have failed. No option. Dialysis also, again, longer time, it cannot happen. So that person has to go for transplantation. Now in the chats, tell me, to avoid graft rejection, which is the immunosuppressant that I can use. Okay, to avoid graft rejection. Okay, quickly. Yes, now students, renal calculi, that is stone or insoluble mass of crystallized salts, could be oxalates. They get accumulated in our kidney, okay, and that leads to kidney stone. So don't be like, oh my god, renal calculi, what is it? Normal word, kidney stone. Okay, kidney stone. For some people, if the kidney stone is very small, it will go by drinking water. Okay, it will get excreted out. But for some people, if the kidney stone has accumulated, if they're consuming, some kind of, I don't know, some people tell, okay, multiple things have been told about this. But imagine, very good, cyclosporin A. Okay, imagine something, it has accumulated in such a position that we have to remove it by an operation, then we have to do that. Okay, next is glomerulonephritis. Okay, already gone blind, students. I'm reading disorders, I went. That is inflammation of glomeruli of the kidney. Glomeruli is the most important portion, because in urine formation, the first step is glomerular filtration. If the glomerular filtrate does not pass through the glomerulus, then the entire process is useless, right? So inflammation of glomerulus will lead to a big problem, that is your glomerulonephritis. Here you can see how the glomerulus has got inflamed. Okay, inflamed. Can you see? Yes? Students, I have told this. Okay, chemical coordination. So I want to give a try.
Yeah, why not? Chemical coordination. Let's start with chemical coordination now. Now students, the first disease in your chemical coordination is your hypoglycemia. Now quickly tell me in the chat, is hypo means more or less? Quickly in the chat. Hypo means more or less. Now all of us know, in the case of your hypoglycemia condition, there is a decrease in the blood glucose level. So blood glucose level completely decreases, which can result in the hypoglycemia condition.
So
okay.
one minute, just 1 minute.
Yes, no.
Students, uric acid is required. That means uric acid is in the form of purines. Okay, if purines get broken down, it will lead to formation of uric acid. So when this breakdown continuously happens, it will accumulate uric acid, lead to gout. Okay, many people are asking doubts, so I hope this I had already mentioned in the class. So those students who attended my class will know this, but those who do not know, understand purines in our body, DNA, basic things. Purines in our body, nitrogenous base, when that gets broken down, it will form uric acid, and that uric acid gets accumulated to form gout. Sorry, sir.
Yes,
I have to fix this AC.
There is no fixing it, ma'am.
Where's the remote?
I tried. Students, I told you hypo means less. Now here I'll tell you one more thing which you need to remember here is, here, this line. Can you read this line? The glucose homeostasis is in the blood, meaning the maintenance of blood glucose level. It should not become too much, it should not decrease too much. That is maintenance of blood glucose level in the maintained by your insulin as well as your glucagons. Next one is prolonged hyperglycemia. Now what is hyper? Hyper means more. Hyper means more. So if the blood glucose level is more, what happens? If the blood glucose level increases too much, then it can lead to the diabetes meatus. Yeah. So we have hypoglycemia, where the blood glucose level goes down completely, which can result in the dizziness, and so many disorders are there. What if it becomes completely more? That can relate to diabetes mellitus.
So there's two things: diabetes insipidus, diabetes mellitus. Most of the students get confused. Diabetes mellitus means increase in blood glucose level, and the insulin is released from, students, all of you know this, pancreas have a set of cells called islets of Langerhans. That islets of Langerhans have beta cells. That beta cells release insulin to balance the glucose level in the body. But when glucose is accumulated, insulin will not be enough. So a person will have to take insulin injections.
Extra injection.
Yeah, extra injection, and that cannot be given orally because it's a protein and it will get digested by in our stomach.
Okay? HCl will completely kill it.
No, even this one, peptid, protein
also.
breaking enzyme. Yeah.
Now here,
That's all.
That's all, ma'am. That's all. Now here, that is diabetes mellitus. Ma'am told about diabetes insipidus. That is your water. This is less water. Next one, ma'am. Next one is dwarfism and giantism. Again, students, this is because of your growth hormone from your anterior pituitary.
So I'll write, by then you can just tell about nothing.
You
Is
writing?
there, just growth hormone.
Yeah, exactly. Just growth hormone.
Okay.
If the growth hormone is less, dwarfism. Growth hormone is more, giantism. Simple.
Yes, that's all.
Yes. Now they are not liking the video.
Is it?
Yes.
Because they feel overconfident. Oh, ma'am didn't call us conjuice.
Yeah.
Okay, students. Then you have acromegaly. That is basically a condition where there is a growth hormone is not secreted properly. That means after an age, growth hormone has suddenly increased. Okay, the growth has become suddenly exponential. So normally, say at the age of 15, till the age of 15, this kid was normal. All the parts of the body was growing normally, but suddenly there was an increase in growth hormone secretion, which will lead to disfigurement. Okay, suddenly you imagine growth hormone decreases, your hands will be longer than this hand, or your face will look very different. So that is what is acromegaly. Is this clear? So this can result in severe disfigurement. Okay, severe disfigurement, especially in the face, called acromegaly, which may lead to serious complications and premature death if unchecked. The disease is hard to diagnose. That means excess secretion of growth hormone in adults. Very, very clear. Adults. Please don't write kids. Okay? Yes.
Now someone is asking what is the difference between heart failure and heart attack, that is cardiac arrest. We have already told heart failure is not pumping properly. In cardiac arrest, it is not. It is
the muscles have stopped.
Completely
beating.
stopped.
Stop beating.
One is less efficient, one is completely stopped. Less efficient is your heart failure, completely stopped is your cardiac arrest.
I think they have doubt with cardiac arrest and heart attack.
No, cardiac arrest and heart failure.
Okay.
Next
So if one fails, one stops. Okay? One will give up, one will not give up. Simple as that.
Yeah.
Okay? Yes. Now, students, diabetic insipidus. Most of the students get confused with both the diabetics. Is it diabetes mellitus? Is it diabetes insipidus? Diabetes mellitus, sugar. Diabetic insipidus, lack of water. Now look here, that means water lost through the urine. Lot of water is getting lost through urine. Can we do that? We cannot do. All of you have studied excretion with me. You know that we cannot accommodate. Okay, we cannot accommodate. Okay, fine. Okay, we cannot accommodate. What is that? Lot of water to get lost. So for that, which mechanism do you have? All of you tell me in the charts. Which is the mechanism we have? Quickly. Which is the mechanism that increases the water content or does anything to improve, to change the urine concentration? I'm waiting, okay? Yes, dwarfism is in adult students, cretinism is in children. Think like this.
Cretinism is in case of thyroid hormone.
Yeah, why you...
Simple difference.
Yeah, so biggest difference, but otherwise if you want to know, C for child, C for cretinism. Okay? Because actually students, right, they think growth hormone. Because the changes are little so similar for the
students, don't worry, we'll tell you. See, dwarfism is because of your growth hormone less. Cretinism is for your thyroid hormone, which I'll tell you is coming up.
Yes.
This chapter only.
Students, RAS mechanism is mainly to fix more other problems. Blood volume, GFR, but ADH, anti-diuretic hormone, what does it do? Anti-diuretic hormone is the one which is very closer. No? So look here, lot of water is lost through urine and the kidney is not able to reabsorb. So hormone that regulate water reabsorption balance, that is your vasopressin, will be released by your ADH, anti-diuretic hormone, right? Vasopressin, other word is anti-diuretic hormone. Okay, that will be produced by the hypothalamus and stored in the posterior pituitary. Will help in fixing diabetic insipidus. Is this clear? Okay?
Clear off.
Yes, clear off. So, slight change.
Yeah, finally, ma'am. Tell them. Ma'am.
Yes, yes. Okay. Now look here, hypothyroidism. Okay,
Again, hypo means less.
Yes. Now, all of you drink water. Diverse sensibilities. Yes or no? Yes, can you understand? So students, what is basically happening is very simple. Most of you would have felt it. You're feeling continuously thirsty and you have a feeling of continuously urinating, right? Heavy urination or continuous thirst. Okay, that is happening. Why? Because the kidney is not able to absorb water. If kidney is able to absorb water, then that mechanism will be, that kind of a thirst activation will be less. Yes or no? You remember ADH mechanism, they will tell the first thing is exogenous. That means letting you know that you have to drink water. That is different. But here what is happening? Because the kidney is not able to absorb water continuously, we have to continuously keep drinking water, and that much also urine is going, heavy urination also. Okay? That is one symptom. Okay, now look here students. Hypothyroidism, that means secretion of thyroid hormones are less. Okay, hypothyroidism. That is again because of your thyroid gland which is present here, right near the throat. So enlargement of the thyroid gland commonly causes goiter. So there is simple goiter and exothalamic goiter. Simple goiter is, have you seen the swelling of the thyroid gland? This can cause, this can be because of under secretion, okay, of your thyroid. Now thyroid, again, two types can be there. One is completely a person increases in weight, or a person completely decreases in weight. Okay. So hypothyroidism is very easy. I hope all of you remember. Now hyperthyroidism. That means what? Sorry. Now students, hypothyroidism has many symptoms. Menstrual cycle will be damaged. Then the person will have what is that? Basal metabolic rate. If that is less, secreting less, then everything will go upside down. Yes or no? Okay. Now look here. Due to cancer of thyroid gland or due to the development of nodules of the thyroid gland, the rate of synthesis and secretion of thyroid hormone is increased to abnormal high levels, leading to a condition called as hyperthyroidism, which adversely affect the body physiology. Whatever should be there should be in limit. You should not cross the limit. Okay, you should not cross the limit. Okay, Davina, I have already answered this question. I don't know where you were when I answered this question. Okay, uric acid thing. Yes, next one, exothalamic goiter is a form of hyperthyroidism. Okay, and characterized by enlargement of the thyroid gland. So students, here also this is also a goiter, but it is a little more severe one. It can also lead to Graves' disease. That means how a dirt person is, you know, like in their what to tell sir, deathbed. Yeah, it will look like that. Like their eyes will be protruding. Okay?
Or when you see something very shocking, suddenly, oh my God! In the cartoon,
Yeah.
I've seen a cartoon.
But then still the eyes will be completely bulged out. So it will look like a person who, like, you know, in the deathbed, that last minute they try to breathe. No, that is
Ma'am,
why it's
there's
called Graves' disease.
one more thing. It's also called as bougainvillea eyes.
Bougainvillea eyes.
Yes, it's called as bougainvillea. Bougainvillea is a plant where the flower is hidden inside and it is completely covered by your bract.
We showed in the telegram.
Exactly.
The pink ones.
Pink one. Have you seen the roadside? You might have seen, right? The bougainvillea where the bract is completely covering the flower. That is basically, if you open the bract, inside the flower will be there. It's also called as bougainvillea eyes.
Yes. So eyelids retract, bulging eyes. Okay, that's called Graves' disease. The person also will lose a lot of weight. I told you. Again, you would also know that in your parents or in your relatives, everyone, one or the other person have thyroid nowadays.
Students,
It has become
remember,
so common.
Your thyroid hormone is responsible for breakdown of fat as well as your carbohydrates. Right? Imagine if there is nothing happening, and what will happen? So obviously there will be weight loss and weight gain.
Weight loss or weight gain. It
Both will
totally
happen.
depends. Okay. And the weight loss will not be like, oh, they'll become slim in this.
More
They
will
look
become
very
malnourished.
different. Yeah, they look very different and malnourished. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Next one. Oh, Addison's.
Yes, sounds fancy.
Okay. Yeah. Underproduction of hormones by the adrenal cortex alters the carbohydrate metabolism. Oh, it's not writing. All of you tell me, adrenal cortex will release which hormone? All of you in the chats, which is the hormone released by adrenal cortex? Adrenal medulla, you know, which is the one released by adrenal cortex? Quickly tell me in the chats. Yes, yes, the paper flower. Okay, yes, Quick. Cortex, which is a hormone released by cortex. Corticoids. We have many, glucocorticoids, mineralocorticoids, your androgens, some of the androgens are released. So many you would have learned it. Now look here, when there is an underproduction, that means hypo condition. Okay, when there is an underproduction of your adrenal cortex, this leads to acute weakness and fatigue, leading to Addison's disease, right? Yes. Look here, students, you have Addison's disease. You can see it is not providing enough steroid hormones. Okay, enough steroid hormones are not given. That can lead to hyperpigmentation, low blood pressure, weakness, weight loss. Again, lot of problems like diarrhea, nausea, all that can happen because normally, what will happen? Yes, all of you. Normally, what will happen, students? Because this adrenal gland is required for all the 3 F's. Flight, fight and fear. It is very important that it regulates properly. Right? Yes. Yeah, spelling based. That's all. You people would have, nothing you would have written, no? Yes or no? They're telling, ma'am, what if it was spelling based?
Then there would have been more problems.
Yes.
Now students, can we start with principles of inheritance? From that time ma'am is talking, let's give ma'am a small break, ma'am. Maybe we can stand for like around 10-15 minutes and we will do the principles of inheritance. Now students, here one question you can expect from your principles of inheritance, especially from your diseases. It could be a Mendelian disease or it could be a chromosomal disease. One disease is for sure which will come in your examination, right? Now before we go to the Mendelian chromosomal disorders, can we look at one disorder which is in the starting? That is your incomplete dominance. Because a lot of questions have come from your incomplete dominance. Now quickly tell me in the chat, what is the phenotypic ratio in the case of your incomplete dominance? What is the phenotypic ratio? Here, phenotypic ratio is 1:2:1. 1 is going to be red, 2 is going to be pink, and 1 is going to be your white. So can I tell in the case of your incomplete dominance, phenotypic ratio is equal to genotypic ratio? Yes, phenotypic ratio is equal to genotypic ratio. Now, where else do you find such type of condition? Where? Answer is test cross. Obviously, in the case of your test cross, we see phenotypic ratio is equal to your genotypic ratio, right? Now, that is the first one. Now, here students, listen to me very carefully. One question have come from here. That is the example. Now, students, you need to remember one fact right now. In your entire syllabus of your principles of inheritance, there is a single disease which is autosomal dominant. That is, in your NCERT, if you look at the entire disease of your Mendelian, only one is going to be an autosomal dominant. That is nothing but your myotonic dystrophy. Myotonic dystrophy is a autosomal dominant trait. Remember students, rest everything is autosomal recessive. The only one which is autosomal dominant, never get confused, it is going to be myotonic dystrophy. Clear? Listen to me, clear all of you? Now here, one more example I have given you is autosomal recessive. That is your sickle cell anemia. Now, why am I emphasizing on this? Why am I putting so much of pressure on this? Because remember, sickle cell anemia, we are studying later on in detail once. But nowhere myotonic dystrophy is mentioned again. That is why question has come from here. Because you tend to forget the entire charts or diagrams, and from the legend, question has come. Okay? Cool. Now students, I'll give you a small hack right now to remember the entire diseases here. So we can we classify the entire genetic disorder into Mendelian disorder as well as chromosomal disorder? Yes, can we? Entire disease can be divided into chromosomal as well as Mendelian. Now under Mendelian disorders, we have your autosomal and sex-linked. In autosomal, we have dominant and recessive. Now what did I tell you? Under autosomal dominant, the only example is myotonic dystrophy. Done. Yes, myotonic dystrophy. Done. Now what about autosomal recessive? We have PKU, phenylketonuria, sickle cell anemia, thalassemia, and also albinism. Albinism is not in a syllabus, but what if they ask you? It is a very common disease. What if they ask you about it here? So remember, under your Mendelian, autosomal recessive, phenylketonuria, sickle cell anemia, and thalassemia. 3 examples. Autosomal dominant, myotonic dystrophy. Now here, under sex-linked, we have 2 of them. That is color blindness as well as hemophilia. Remember, color blindness and hemophilia part of your Mendelian disorders. Will you remember this? Will you remember this? Yes. Now, what about chromosomal disorders? In chromosomal disorders, again it can be divided into autosomal, based on your autosomes, or it can be sex-linked. Autosomal or sex-linked. Under autosomal, we have your Down syndrome. We have the Down syndrome. Now, quickly tell me in the chat, in Down syndrome, there is an addition of chromosome. Yes, aneuploidy. But at which number? At which chromosome? It is called as trisomy of which number? Trisomy of 21. Exactly. Then we have sex-linked, we have Turner syndrome and Klinefelter syndrome. Turner syndrome is seen in the case of your females, and Klinefelter syndrome is seen in the case of males. Okay? Clear, everyone? Because a question will directly come from this particular entire chart here. Clear? Now let's go to the color blindness. Let's go to color blindness. What exactly happens in color blindness? Now you just learned color blindness is a sex-linked recessive genetic disorder. First point, clear. Now if it is color blindness, where will you see the blindness? Obviously some defect in the eyes. Yes. Now inside the eyes, what do we have? We have rods and cones. Yes. So a defect in either red or green color cone of the eyes. Clear. Now what happens to a person in color blindness? He or she cannot differentiate between red color and green color. Imagine, what if they're driving somewhere? They're driving a car, they see a signal, they think it is red color, but it might be green color. So it is very difficult for the people with color blindness to drive. Very risky. Okay. Then defect is due to the mutation in the gene present on the X chromosome. So it is a sex-linked recessive disease. On the X chromosome, there is a defect here. Males suffer more when compared to the females. Females are usually the carriers here. Clear? Yes, everyone? Now, students, let's go to hemophilia now. Hemophilia. This is called as your Queen's disease. What happens in hemophilia? Listen to me very carefully. In Queen's disease, imagine you get a cut. It will eventually clot up. But what happens in the case of hemophilia, students? In the case of hemophilia, even if there is a cut, it will not clot up. You will keep on bleeding. That is your hemophilia. Now, first point again, it is a sex-linked recessive disease. We learned it here, right? We learned it in this table here. Sex-linked recessive disease, hemophilia. Colorblind is done. Now, what happens here is a single protein that is part of your cascade of proteins. Now, what is the meaning of cascade of proteins? It means a multiple group of proteins. From multiple group of proteins, one protein is mutated here. That is involved in the blood clotting is affected. A simple cut, small cut, paper cut will keep on make you bleed. There is no clotting of blood. Heterozygous female, that is carriers for hemophilia, may transmit the disease to the sons. The example here is going to be a Queen Victoria. That is, Queen Victoria shows a number of hemophilic descendants as she was a carrier of the disease. Possibility of female becoming hemophilic is extremely rare here. Females are not affected, only majority of the males are affected here. Okay. Mother of such female has to be carrier and the father should be hemophilic. Now, students, from this particular hemophilia, you will get a lot of questions. You will get a lot of questions from hemophilia as well as your color blindness. And how will the question come? In the form of numerical. And if you want to solve the numericals for hemophilia, color blindness as well as sickle cell anemia, please watch the genetics one shot. If you watch the genetics one shot, which includes your numericals, entire chapter has been covered, principles of inheritance with the help of numericals. So please go watch that chapter once, genetics video. And if you have watched genetic videos, quickly thumbs up in the chat, because that was a beautiful chapter, genetics, right? Now, next one is sickle cell anemia. Now again, students, what happens in sickle cell anemia? In sickle cell anemia, one particular point mutation happens. What happens? A point mutation happens here. Now here, this is the general shape of your RBC, biconcave shape. The general shape of your RBC is biconcave. It gets converted to a sickle shape. Now, how exactly it is happening? Listen to me very carefully, all of you. First of all, it is a autosomal recessive disease. Because we know autosomal dominant is only one, that is myotonic dystrophy. But this is autosomal recessive disorder. Transmitted from your parents to the offspring when both parents are carrier. The most important line. Transmitted from parents to the offspring when both parents are carriers. Now, what is the meaning of this? I'll teach you with the help of small diagram in the next 1 minute. Okay. Now, students, what exactly happens here? Person have abnormal hemoglobin. Listen to this very carefully now. Listen to this very, very carefully, all of you. Now, this is your normal HB gene. Here we see GAG, GTC, thymine is here. Now, this thymine is replaced by adenine. Now, because of what happens, we get GAG and we get GUG in the mRNA. Now, we know GAG codes for your glutamic acid. Now, what happens here? In the 6th position of your beta globin chain, we have now valine. So, instead of glutamic acid, we have the valine now. That is your point mutation. And because of this point mutation, there could be change in the shape of RBC.
I want to ask them something. What is this, students? Is it an SNP? Is it an SNP? Let's see if they'll answer.
That is, change in amino acid sequence is caused due to the point mutation. Remember, this is an example of your point mutation. Yes, we will have separate doubt clarification session also. Don't worry.
Please focus in this class. We will do other sessions. If
Yeah, don't worry.
In this class, you will ask something else.
Yeah.
You'll always be in that panic. So don't get panic. Just focus in this class.
Focus in this class. We will do a separate class for your doubts and everything because we are here until your NEET examination. We are not going anywhere. Okay. Though we are going to Chennai on Monday.
Come to Chennai.
Chennai. Now,
coming.
glutamic acid in the 6th position of your beta globin chain. Ma'am, this has been a question which has been asked so many times. Sickle cell anemia.
So this will come in molecular basis also. Because SNPs are a single nucleotide polymorphism. Yeah.
Now here, students, listen to me very carefully. What is the meaning? What is happening here? In normal person, we have HbA, which is normal. Now, what if there is HbS, one sickle cell? It becomes a carrier. Now, for a person to be sickle cell anemic, both the change should be HbS as well as HbS. Now, this has been asked as a question. They'll give you numericals also on this. Multiple numericals also have come on this. Okay. Plant form is also, don't worry. Plant form is also will be done about time. Now, next one is phenylketonuria. Very, very easy. Very easy. Listen to me very carefully. What happens now? Now, this is your phenylalanine. Phenylalanine gets converted to tyrosine. Phenylalanine gets converted to tyrosine in the presence of an enzyme, that is hydrolase enzyme. What if the hydrolase enzyme is not present? What if the hydrolase is not present? If hydrolase enzyme is not present, what happens? Phenylalanine will not be converted to tyrosine. Phenylalanine will not be converted to tyrosine. So if phenylalanine is not converted to tyrosine, can I tell phenylalanine is increasing? Yes, phenylalanine is increasing now. That is, phenylalanine is accumulated and converted to phenyl pyruvic acid and other derivatives. So phenylalanine is increasing and phenylalanine is getting converted to phenyl pyruvic acid. And this phenyl pyruvic acid keeps on accumulating, right? It keeps on accumulating, which can result in the mental retardedness. Not just mental retardedness, it can also cause your skin pigmentation and lot of other disorders like a hair fall and everything. Okay? Okay. The next one is going to be thalassemia. Again, very important. You should know thalassemia and as well as your sickle cell anemia. These are two places where the question has been repeatedly asked. And both are your blood disorders. Yes, it is a blood disease. But the difference between sickle cell anemia and thalassemia is, sickle cell anemia is a qualitative disease. It means a particular chain, its quality has been decreased because of a point mutation. But in the case of your thalassemia, it is a quantitative disease. Now, what is the meaning of quantitative disease? The complete hemoglobin chain is being destroyed here. Okay. The blood disorder results from the inadequate HB synthesis, hemoglobin synthesis, transmitted when the both parents are unaffected carriers for the gene. So it can be transmitted when both are unaffected but carriers, but they are carriers. Okay. Now, defect could be due to the either mutation or deletion. Now, what is happening here? Listen to me very carefully. There are two types of here. One is alpha thalassemia, one is beta thalassemia. All of you know hemoglobin has 4 chains, 2 alpha chains as well as 2 beta chains. All of you know. Now, what happens in alpha thalassemia? In alpha thalassemia, there is a small change in the chromosome number 16. On chromosome number 16, there are 2 genes. One is HbA2 gene, other one is HbA1 gene. Now because of this defect in these two genes, it could be a deletion or mutation. There is abnormal HB with affected alpha globin chain. So remember students, in the case of alpha thalassemia, alpha chain is affected. What happens? Alpha chain is affected in alpha thalassemia. Now you tell me in the chat, if alpha chain is affected, can I tell beta chain will increase now here? Yes, beta chain will increase here. The complete opposite in your beta chain. In a beta thalassemia, what happens? On the chromosome 11, these are the most important lines. Chromosome 11, chromosome 16. On chromosome 11, you have one gene, that is your HBB gene. Now, defect in HBB gene will result in the destruction of your beta chain. So, abnormal HB with affected beta globin chain. Now, in the case of beta thalassemia, beta chain is affected. Clear? Now, if beta chain is affected, can I tell alpha chain will increase little? Yes. Alpha chain will increase here. Clear? Yes. Arshita, hurry. That is your quaternary structures. They are the quaternary structures, hemoglobin. Okay. Next one is your chromosomal disorders. Very simple again. First one is your Down syndrome. All of us know Down syndrome is an autosomal disease. At which particular chromosome? Chromosome number 21. If you look at the karyotype here, can you see in the chromosome number 21? In the chromosome number 21, do you see an additional one chromosome here? That is called as your trisomy of 21. On the 21st chromosome, there is an additional one more chromosome, autosome. Okay. So can we write it as, that is X plus 21 for in the case of your females. Okay. 41 over there. Now, I'll tell you how they'll ask you this question. They'll ask you the question directly with the help of symptoms. They'll give you you might have noticed in your PYQs. In your PYQs, they will give you symptoms of your Down syndrome and then they'll ask you the question based on it. So, do you remember the symptoms? Yes. Let me tell you one more time. The symptoms are very simple. That is, the affected individual is short, statured, with small round head, furrowed tongue and partially open mouth. Till here, clear? Then we have on the palm. On the palm there are creases. On the palm there are creases on the palm. Palm is broad with characteristic palm creases. Physical, psychomotor and mental development is retarded. Students, they will ask you a question based on your Down syndrome from the symptoms. Know the symptoms and then you can solve the question. The same goes for your Turner syndrome as well as Klinefelter syndrome. For example, in the case of your Klinefelter syndrome, what happens? There is the additional of your X chromosome. Look at the karyotype now. Look at the karyotype. When you look at the karyotype here, can you see? In the sex chromosome, there is an additional X chromosome. So what is that? 44 autosomes plus XXY. Addition of extra X chromosome. Now, if there is addition of X chromosome, in the case of your males, what is the symptoms? Listen to me very carefully. Symptoms as development of breast is called as your gynecomastia. See, such individuals have overall masculine development. However, the feminine development, that is development of breast called as gynecomastia, is also expressed in such individuals are also sterile. Now, in the case of female, there's one more disease called as your Turner syndrome. It's called as what? Turner syndrome in the case of female. Now, what happens here? In the case of Turner syndrome, a female will have one less X chromosome. Can you see here karyotype? Do you only see one chromosome here? Yes, only one chromosome is here. That is exotype. One chromosome is missing. Now, if this one chromosome is missing, what is the symptoms? Listen to me very carefully. In the case of your Turner syndrome, such female are first of all sterile. They are sterile. And ovaries are rudimentary. Means it is not developed properly. It is very rudimentary. And also other features including the lack of the secondary sexual characteristics are also missing, and the female is also sterile in that case. Students, from the last 15 minutes probably, or last 10 minutes, 15 minutes, we covered all the different diseases from your principles of inheritance. And one question will definitely come from there. If not, I will challenge you in the end. One question will definitely come from the diseases, students.
Now,
Okay.
a chapter full of diseases. Ready? So I want to...
Thanks so much, bro.
Yeah. Ready? Cell has a disease. So disorder is there in cell. No, right? Okay. So first one is your human health and diseases, full of diseases. You're going to learn what? You're going to learn your typhoid. You're going to learn what? You're going to learn your typhoid. So students, typhoid is caused by Salmonella typhi. That is the causative agent. So this is my own notes. So you can use this notes to understand. Yes or no? Salmonella typhi is the causative agent, and MOT, that means the mode of transmission, is by contaminated food and water. This is why you shouldn't eat outside food. You shouldn't eat golgappa, this from the outside, which is kept in a open place. Okay? And look here, the symptoms are fever, that is around 39 degrees Celsius to 40, and then abdominal pain, constipation. Extreme cases, you will have intestinal perforation. That means holes in the intestine. Okay, holes in the intestine, because your Salmonella typhi will be doing the job. Are we good? Okay. Okay. Entire unit. Oh, they are talking about this one. Okay.
Cell,
I
will teach them.
Okay. So students, you can understand if you have typhoid or not by a test called as Weidel test. Okay, Weidel test is the test for if you want to confirm a person has typhoid or not. So what you should do, you should avoid eating from outside. And all of you know Mary Maslin, who was a person who was a carrier of typhoid for a very long time. That person kept carrying it. And you know what happened? As they were cooking, as she was cooking in different places, she kept carrying it. Yes or no? Yes or no? Students, we cannot go too fast. So please, okay, we will go in normal speed only, right? We cannot go too fast, too slow. Okay? Yes. Now that is the same thing here. Everything what is mentioned here, I have mentioned that. So typhoid, what you have to remember? You have to remember about Salmonella typhi and how it is mode of transmission is by contaminated food and water. Clear or not? Okay? Now, pneumonia. Pneumonia is then again a very common disease, and it is causative agent is Diplococcus pneumoniae. Okay, Diplococcus pneumoniae. Now what is happening? Again Diplococcus pneumonia or Haemophilus influenzae. Okay, Haemophilus influenzae. These two are the causative agents, and again both are bacteria. B I have written for bacteria. Now, mode of transmission. So if I have pneumonia and I sneeze, and because of the droplets have spread and another person comes in contact with it and they inhale it, do anything of that sort, that person will get pneumonia. Okay, symptoms are lymph or mucus is filled, nails is bluish in color, alveoli and bronchi with completely filled with mucus. So they'll also have breathing issue. Okay, yes, Mary Malin, very good. Okay, so here you can see students, breathing issue will happen. Why? Because all this layers, like all this bronchi will be filled with alveoli. Can you see this? Okay, can you see this? Now, again, same thing is mentioned here. All you have to remember is Haemophilus influenzae or Diplococcus pneumonia. Whichever you can easily remember, you remember. Okay? Now, next one. Viral diseases. First one, you have common cold. My sibling, common cold. Most of your siblings also. How many of you always get common cold? Like whatever you do, you always end up getting common cold. We two people in this room are the biggest evidence for that. I always get common cold. So, do you know why we always get common cold? Even if we would have treated it once.
That is because it's a virus, it keeps on changing.
Because new variants keep on
coming.
You know, new variants are always formed. That's the reason we do not have a cure for rhinovirus. Because it's always there. Okay, I treat first rhinovirus, second variant is out. Right, that is the reason why when JN1, no, the COVID, the one more variant came, everyone were panicking because the vaccine was specific for this. And what will we do if another variant comes? So all of you raise your hands if you have common cold, if you are my sibling. Okay? Yes. So it is rhinovirus, obviously by droplets, sharing things, touching, okay, all that. Now again, all this you know. Now flu, students, at one time, you remember H1N1. There was a time, I don't think you people were born that time. No, you will be born, I guess. Okay, there was a season where, there was a time like COVID only, there was an H1N1 time, okay, flu, okay, influenza. because of influenza, because of it is an influenza disease. So that was because students, during that time we used to always put mask. Okay, face mask we used to always wear, and that was H1N1 time. Now causative agent is mycovirus influenza. MOD is again droplet, that is mode of transmission. Symptoms are inflammation. Okay. Now again same thing is mentioned here. Then students, the most important, malaria. Malaria, who is the causative agent? Plasmodium. Plasmodium. All of you tell me in the chat, is it Vivax, Ovale, Falciparum or malaria? So falciparum, that is Plasmodium falciparum, causes the most malignant, okay, malaria. That means the most dangerous malaria is caused by falciparum. But majority of the people get Plasmodium. All of you in the chats, why I cannot see the chats moving? Come on, come on. All of you tell me which is the one. Is it Vivax, Ovale, Falciparum or malaria? Okay, it is Vivax, right? Plasmodium vivax. Very good. Plasmodium vivax causes malaria. 2 people are there. 1 human is there. 1 mosquito is there. 2 hosts is there. Right? 2 hosts is there. Fine. Now, look here again. Malaria. We will show you the cycle. Is the cycle visible? Cycle is visible there, sir?
It will take some time to come.
Is it? Okay, okay, then no problem. Okay, students, so what is happening? Imagine a mosquito is infected or it has Plasmodium vivax. In the sporozoids are there. The sporozoids will be in the salivary gland. Now it will come and bite. Imagine 1 person had malaria. From that person, this mosquito bit and bought the sporozoids, and it bit me who did not have malaria. Okay, who did not have malaria. Now what is happening? That sporozoids will be transferred into my body. Now from there, where it will go? This sporozoids will automatically reach your hepatocytes or your liver cells, and it will continuously multiply and break the liver cells open. When it break the liver cells open, it will go into the bloodstream. Okay, so here you can see first a mosquito bit, okay, and then that mosquito will have sporozoid. That sporozoid would have reached our liver. Okay, from there it will continuously do asexual reproduction. Please remember, sexual phase will happen in the mosquito, asexual phase will happen in the humans. Okay, asexual phase will happen in the humans. So the parasite reproduces asexually in the liver cells, bursting the cells. That means hepatocytes, right? Hepatocytes is liver cells that will break open. Now, parasite reproduces asexually. Now, students, in the liver, the cells broke. Where will it go? It will go into the blood. Yes or no? It will go into the blood. So, it will go into the blood, and in the blood also, in the RBC also, it will continuously rupture, multiply asexually and burst open the RBCs, releasing. Okay, releasing. Okay, look here. Here what is happening? The parasite will rupture the RBCs and release hemozoin. Okay, hemozoin. This hemozoin is responsible for the formation of the gametophyte and also for causing that fever and chills, that symptoms we get from malaria. Because see students, by the time we get this symptoms, it would have already reached to the liver cells. In the liver cells also it would have multiplied. Again from there it would have come into the RBC. In RBC also it would have multiplied. It would have ruptured the RBC. And after that it releases hemozoin. This hemozoin will give us fever and chills, and we get to know the symptoms. Now this hemozoin also will help for the gametophyte formation in the, for fertilization will happen. And that, did I touch something? Okay. See, sexual stage, gametophytes are developed in the red blood cells. Gametophytes are developed in the red blood cells. But where will the fertilization happen? All of you in the chats, where will the fertilization happen? Very good, Jai Ganesh, very good, Padma. Only few of them. Yes, Satvik, very good. Tirupati, very good. Now all of you tell me next question I've asked you. Okay. Where will fertilization happen? Will fertilization happen in the host, or will fertilization happen in the vector? Okay. Now that again, that blood meal will be taken up by another mosquito, or maybe the same mosquito, we cannot tell, from another mosquito, and it will go into the gut of the mosquito. There fertilization will happen in the mosquito, and that will form again sporozoids, and this sporozoids will be again, in the mosquito saliva. It will be in the gut. Formation will happen in the gut, storage will happen in the salivary gland, and again it will bite another person, and this cycle will keep continuing. Very good, in the mosquito. Awesome. Okay, very good. Next students, next is amoebiasis. Okay, amoebiasis causative agent is Entamoeba histolytica. It has formed full history. Entamoeba histolytica. Okay, very good. It will happen in the vector. Okay. Now students, easy. Amoebiasis, Entamoeba histolytica. It is the mode of transmission is housefly. That means, have you seen when you go some places, there will be a houseflies everywhere. And this houseflies would have sat in different fecal matter, and that they will bring it to your open food. Okay, open food. Now what will happen? You will consume that open food and you will end up getting amoebiasis. So you should not eat food from outside. You should not eat food which is kept open. Got it? You cannot completely avoid outside food, but then at least you can avoid food which is kept open. Clear? Fine. Now look here, amoebiasis I told you, amoebic dysentery. Okay. Now next is ascariasis. So amoebiasis, Entamoeba histolytica. All of you tell me in the chats what is the one for typhoid also quickly. Now ascariasis, all of you know ascariasis, our famous person. Okay, roundworm, Ascalminthus. Okay, wow, you remember? Now that is mode of transmission is by contaminated food. Again same thing. Symptoms are internal bleeding, muscular pain, anemia and abdominal pain. I want all of you to tell me which is the causative agent for typhoid. Let me know how many of you are listening. Okay, I want to know how many of you are listening. So students, how does ascariasis happen? It's very simple. Imagine the worm has infected, and that is a person, what do you tell, the eggs are in the excreta. Now that eggs will be, now if you do the fecal, if the fecal matter is on the soil or in the farm area, that fecal matter will dissolve into the soil. That soil, in the soil, vegetables will be cultivated. That vegetables we will feed. Khatam. Okay, khatam. This is what is going to happen. Okay, such a long process. Good job, good job, good job. Okay. Chalo. Next one. Elephantiasis or Fusariasis. Fusariae bancrofti or Fusariae malai. So here you can see it is female Culex mosquito. Okay, female Culex mosquito is the causative agent. Again, mosquito bite. Okay, so you realize how much you should be careful for mosquito. So it's a chronic inflammation. Again, a lifetime thing it is. And what happens? The lymphatic vessels get swollen, and the lymphatic vessels get swollen, leading to even the swelling in the genital area. All of you seen the image in the NCERT, that person's complete leg gets enlarged. Okay, that is elephantiasis or filariasis. Next one is ringworm. Ringworm is very easy. That is because like an allergy, right? It's a fungus allergy, and it can be caused by microsporum, trichophyton or epidermophyton. So microsporum in skin and hair, trichophyton in hair, nails and skin, and epidermophyton in skin and nails. That means these are the fungus that affects your skin and nails. Okay, yes or no? Yes or no? So much you're laughing. No, tell us also the joke, we'll also laugh. Okay, so much rumor wants to laugh, so much rumors he has heard today, so he wants to laugh. Students, you also please encourage him. Now we're coming to an end. Okay, now HIV and cancer. Now AIDS and cancer. AIDS and cancer. Again students, acquired immunodeficiency disease. Okay, so your AIDS causative agent is who? sorry. Yes, all of you tell me the full form. Okay, all of you tell me the full form of HIV. Now students, there's two types of HIV, HIV1 and HIV2. HIV1 is the most common, HIV2 is rare, and it is seen only in Africa. Okay, now this is the structure of HIV. I'm not getting into it, it is not a part of the disorder now. But if you want to watch this HIV, all this, go and watch my human health and diseases, and I've done AIDS and cancer separately. That also you please go and watch. Okay, so students, this is the structure. Now why did I show you the structure? I'll tell you. Sorry, one second. Now look here, what is this HIV? How is this HIV entering into our body? HIV can only enter into the cells which have CD4 receptor, right? Which will have CD4, very good, human immunodeficiency virus. Okay, now AIDS or HIV will not directly kill a person. It will basically decrease the immune system. It will decrease the immune system of a person continuously and lead to a big problem. Now what you need to know is, see, HIV affects cells which have CD4 receptor in them. Okay, CD4 receptor is only present in macrophages, T cells and your dendritic cells. So it will go and attack to the HIV will go and attack to the CD4 receptor. It will enter with the help of reverse transcriptase. It will convert its RNA to DNA and also manipulate the host nuclei. It will also manipulate the host, the complete host, your central dogma will completely be manipulated and it will start forming its own viral proteins and multiply in numbers. So macrophages are called the factory of HIV. Factory of HIV, and if HIV attack the T cells, it will make sure, if HIV attack the T cell, it will make sure to kill the T cell and reduce the immunity. So a person never dies because of AIDS. A person who usually dies from an other disease because the immunity will completely reduce. Even a small, pneumonia or typhoid or malaria, cold also, it can kill a person. Is this clear, students? Yes. Now, cancer. Okay, cancer. Now, you all know, very familiar topic. Now, to look here, the main problem of cancer cells is that it has lost its ability of contact inhibition. Now, this chair is in contact with me. When I come and I stop myself. That means what? When a cell is coming in touching, it will stop division. It will understand that, okay, I'm not supposed to cross. But the problem is that, students, this cancer cells have lost the ability of contact inhibition, and because of that, they do not know when to multiply, when to stop multiplying. Okay? Now, look here. Break down the cell regulation. So here you can see contact inhibition loss, abnormal and controlled division. Okay, cancer is caused because of abnormal and controlled division. Okay, mass of cells, tumor or neoplasm. Tumor or neoplasm. Clear? Now look here, students. What you need to know, there are 3 types of cancer, but main 2 types of cancer is your benign tumor. 2 types of tumor is your benign tumor, benignant tumor, and your malignant tumor. Okay, malignant tumor. Now your benign tumor is the one which will just be in one place. It will not move from there. Now I stay in this place. I am not moving it. That means only there accumulation will happen. Okay, mass of cells will be formed. The malignant tumor is not like that. Wherever they go, they will start forming tumors everywhere. So malignant tumor is very, very dangerous compared to benign tumor. Okay, got it? Now here you have carcinoma, sarcoma and your blood cancer. So here you can see ectoderm converts to form tissue, and when that tissue becomes cancerous, it is called as carcinoma. Okay, carcinoma, types of cancer. Now again you can see stomach cancer, lung cancer, breast cancer, which has become very, very common among women, is breast cancer. Okay, out of 7, every single person has cancer. Like 1 in 7 has cancer, breast cancer. So it's very disheartening. Again, sarcoma is a malignant tumor formed by mesodermal tissues. So, ectoderm, mesoderm, endoderm. All of you know this. In that, when ectoderm forms tissue and that becomes cancerous, it becomes carcinoma. And when mesoderm becomes, it becomes sarcoma. Got it? Good to go? Good to go? All chumma sitting and talking with each other. Okay, and then they'll ask, ma'am, can you do that? Ma'am, can you do this? Look, stuff.
Yes.
What are they doing, you see?
Some weird emojis are going on.
That rumor has got so many rumors from other places, he wants to just spill it out. He's frustrated.
Like, oh, where should I tell it?
Where should I tell it? Let me put it in a disorder, because this is a disorder.
Students, there it is, the entire disorders from your NCERT class 11th and 12th. 12th does not have much of disorders compared to 11th, right, ma'am?
Yeah. Okay?
Yes.
Yes. The person will lose immunity. The person, for cancer, what is going to happen? Because the cells are continuously multiplying, not everyone will get to know it in every single stage.
Yeah.
Okay, some people get to know it very late, and after chemo, they lose the immunity because the radiations are sent all over the body. They'll have to undergo many MRI scans, and because of chemo, they will lose complete immunity and they will lose all their hair. Okay? Yes. Don't go. I'll stand here. Full time I'll stand here like this. Welcome to Vedantu Neet English. Gopika mam is standing here because Harshita wants me to stand. Okay, Harshita, come to Chennai. We'll meet.
Yes.
Okay? Yes. So I want all of you to come to Chennai and Coimbatore. And if you're anywhere, sir, can you see the place? If you're anywhere near Anna Nagar, quickly, or maybe you can even travel for some time and come, because it's going to be so beneficial. Because imagine increasing your 100 marks just by sitting in a few classes, that too by all the eminent teachers.
Ma'am,
Okay.
how do they join, ma'am? How do they register themselves? Students, if you go to the link in the description right now, do you see this link? Register yourself for Chennai and Coimbatore. Just click on this link. Go on, just click it.
Yeah.
And there it is.
Are you sure? Yes, I'm very, very sure.
Yes. Go to the site. Oh my god, I didn't know YouTube was asking this much.
Yeah.
Okay. Now here, if you go, you need to add your phone number and you'll get a small form. Your name, which location you're coming,
Exactly.
Coimbatore or Chennai. Do fill it out. We'll see you there. Yes.
Okay, and also students, you have all India mock test. If you want to know your ranks and if you want to know which college you are, capable of going, is it government, is it private, what are my marks, do register for our AIMT series, that is your
Ma'am,
all India.
It's costly, right?
Yeah, sir, it is free.
It is so free.
They only have to enter their phone number and
Exactly.
put OTP. So if
That
that
is
is
how-
expensive, then
Yeah. Students, here, AIMT test series. Just click on this.
again,
Okay.
YouTube is asking if you're sure, Basva.
No, sir, you want to go to the. See here, enroll for free. That is, all India mock tests appear for test series online for free from 6th April to 28th April.
Very soon it will stop.
Stop. And then you will say, oh my god, I
Ma'am,
did
please
not
give mock
give
test,
mock
ma'am."
test. I do it's all some mock test. Then you only cry later on. Why did I do some free mock test when the chance was available?
And students, this experience and doing it live with us is a different experience. See, because now in live what happens, you will put the answers and you will copy someone
No,
else's
no,
answer.
answer.
Oh, she told it. Then
Yeah,
even I'll tell it.
everyone will say. Now here what happens is you will know.
You have to click.
You're sitting alone there in the house and clicking it and solving the questions and getting to know your rank and where you stand. And if you will know exactly how much more hard work you should do, right?
Yes.
So will you do it? Because students, trust me, there are very few people who will tell you what to do certain things because this is actually matters right now. If you don't do it right now, if you do not solve at least around 10 to 15 mock tests right now, when will you do it?
When? When is the right time?
Will you directly go to the exam center and start writing there? No, it doesn't work like that. You need to be prepared for NEET examination, not just by doing academics, not just by doing PYQs. It is all mock test is also equally important. So
Students,
remember
that's
that.
why we do not have that many doctors and we have very limited seats. Okay?
Exactly.
Because it's a difficult exam. It is a competitive exam. And how many other times we tell that this is easy, that is easy. You have to do the rest of the work. Okay?
Exactly.
Yes. So thank you so much for joining. Do not forget to comment. Okay?
And we'll see you on Chennai, students. Remember that. Do not
Yes.
forget to comment in today's
Sir,
videos.
Chennai and Coimbatore. Dates?
Dates is 22nd as well as 23rd April.
Oh, I'm forgetting, yaar. What is the place?
21st and 22nd, ma'am.
22nd and 23rd.
22nd and 23rd.
So forgot.
So if you fill the form, you'll know properly.
Exactly.
Exactly. Fill
Okay.
the form and you will know properly.
Yeah, and if you have booked your
date,
tickets
time,
to
and remember
travel.
the time also. Time is very important. That's 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. That's it.
That's
After 2 p.m. you're free to go back home and study again. We do not want to take a lot of time yours. We are there
And
just to.
Sir, also, do you think that they will be utilizing that same time from 9 to 2?
9 to 2 you might be wasting here and there. Do not we see. Students, this is the time where you will actually sit with us. Imagine I'm standing here. Gopika mam, I mean Gopika mam. Gopika mam will be standing next to me. You will be sitting in front of us. Here, right here. I'll give you a high five and I'll tell you, I'll teach you plant.
Okay?
And
And
botany.
if you people tell me that, ma'am, no, from 9 to 2, I can make sure to get 100 plus sitting at home or I can get 200 plus, okay, fine.
That's also
But
good.
if you can't and you are staying nearby, you can travel for half an hour, 45 minutes and come. You should, because we are traveling overnight and coming, okay?
Yeah, we are traveling from Bangalore to Chennai just for this event.
Yes,
we are
just to see you people.
Yes, exactly. So all you can do is, if you are at least around 2 or 3 hours also, please try to come early as possible. We will have an amazing academic session. Not waste of time. It is not
Yes.
waste of time. It's completely pure academics. So we will see you there. We'll be solving a lot of questions. We'll be doing a lot of concepts.
And lot of
government.
things, lot of fun, students, lot of
Yes.
fun, lot of mentorship. You
Yeah.
get to see us. You can ask us, ma'am, I saw this, ma'am, I saw this. Like, imagine you're not talking to the camera, nor you're waiting for us to reply for your comments.
Exactly. You can keep raising your hand.
We'll be like, hey, put your hand up. Okay. So
Okay.
yes, do justice to yourself as well as do justice to us teachers who are coming. So if you can travel and it'll be early morning time, you can travel around say, and afternoon you can travel without any traffic. So you can come and make the maximum benefit. And not only our students, many JEE and NEET eminent teachers who have made ranks in past 4-5 years will be there.
Will be there.
So you can talk to them, you can ask them, sir, how did this person get this rank? How did this happen?
All the entire tension will go away, because this is the time where you need to utilize your time effectively.
Okay, so see you all. Quickly register, take permission from your parents, tell that we are coming, show this video to them if they have any doubts.
If you have any, if your parents are reluctant, bring your parents also.
Yeah, bring your parents also.
We don't mind. We would love to meet your parents also. It's going to be blast.
Yeah, it's going to be amazing, and you trust me, you will not regret even a minute after coming there.
Yeah.
So see you, students. Bye bye.
Bye.